I want you to do something for me right now. Look around the room you're sitting in. The door behind you, is it locked? The window across from you, did you check it tonight? The sound you just heard a moment ago, do you know what it was? Most of the time the answer is yes. Most of the time everything is fine. But for the people in tonight's stories, there was one night, one ordinary night, where they asked themselves those exact same questions, and the answers were wrong. A viewer, I'll call him Thomas, sent us this message 3 weeks ago. He wrote, "I heard footsteps in my hallway. I thought it was my imagination. It wasn't." Tonight, 3 stories. 3 people who discovered the most terrifying truth a person can discover. That someone was already inside. Lock your door. Let's begin. I live alone. I moved into my house 2 years ago. Single story, quiet street. The kind of neighborhood where nothing ever happens. I liked that. After years of apartment living, I wanted space and silence, and that's exactly what I got. I was a light sleeper even before this happened. Any small sound would wake me. My friends always joked that I'd make a terrible roommate. I didn't find it funny anymore after that night in February. It was around 2 a.m. when I heard it. A creak. Then another. Coming from the hallway outside my bedroom. I lay completely still, eyes open in the dark. My house creaks sometimes. Old wood, temperature changes, the usual explanations. I told myself that's what it was. I told myself to go back to sleep. Then the footsteps stopped, right outside my bedroom door. I could feel it, that specific silence. The kind that has weight to it. The kind that tells you something is standing on the other side. For 60 seconds, I did not breathe. Then, the door handle moved. Slowly. Just slightly. Like someone testing it. Like someone who didn't know it was unlocked. I grabbed my phone off the nightstand and called 911 without making a sound. I whispered my address and the word intruder, and then I stayed on the line. The handle stopped moving. Footsteps again, retreating now, back down the hallway. Then, silence. Police arrived in 4 minutes. They found my back window open, the latch broken clean off. Muddy footprints on my kitchen floor leading to the hallway and back. They searched the surrounding area. Nobody was found. The detective told me the broken latch looked fresh. That night was the first time. I still think about those 60 seconds. The door handle barely moving. The silence on the other side. I've had a deadbolt on my bedroom door ever since. Every single night. It still takes me a long time to fall asleep. For 3 months I thought I was losing my mind. Small things kept disappearing. A hair tie, a granola bar from the pantry, a spare phone charger I kept in the kitchen drawer. Nothing valuable, nothing that made sense to steal. I blamed myself every time. I'm forgetful. I move things and forget where I put them. That's what I kept telling myself. Then the sounds started. Soft sounds. Overhead. Like something shifting its weight on the floor above me. But I didn't have a floor above me. I had an attic. Accessible only through a hatch in the ceiling of my spare bedroom closet. I had been in that attic exactly once. The day I moved in, to check the insulation. I hadn't touched the hatch since.
One afternoon, I noticed the hatch was not fully closed. A half-inch gap. A thin strip of darkness where there should have been none. I called my neighbour and asked him to come over. I didn't tell him why. I just said I needed help with something in the spare room. When he pulled down the hatch and climbed up with a flashlight, he came back down very quickly. He told me to go outside and call the police. She had been living up there for an estimated 3 months. A makeshift bed from my spare blankets. Empty food packaging. A phone charging from a cable that was plugged into an outlet behind my closet wall. She had found a way to tap into my electricity. The police found her 2 streets away. She was a young woman, confused. She needed help that had nothing to do with me. But here is what I have never been able to let go of. For 3 months, she was above me. Every night. While I cooked dinner. While I watched TV. While I slept. 3 months of footsteps I explained away as pipes. 3 months of missing things I blamed on myself. She was right there. The whole time.
The first time, I didn't know it happened. I came home from a weekend trip to find my back door unlocked. I was almost certain I had locked it. Almost. I checked the house. Nothing was missing, nothing seemed disturbed. I told myself I had simply forgotten. The second time, I was home. I woke up at 3 a.m. to the sound of my back door opening. That specific sound. The particular groan of that specific door. I know it better than anything. I was out of bed before I was fully awake. By the time I got to the kitchen, the door was open, cold air coming in. Nobody there. I called the police. They came. They found nothing. But one officer, older guy, had clearly seen a lot. He looked at my back door and then looked at me and said quietly, "Get a camera. Tonight." I ordered one that morning. The third time was 6 days later. The camera caught everything. A man, hoodie, gloves, walking calmly through my backyard at 2 a.m, trying the back door handle, finding it now locked. Standing there for almost a full minute. Just standing, looking at the door. Then he looked directly at the camera. He had not seen it before. That much was clear from his reaction. He stared at it for a long moment. Then he walked away. The police identified him from the footage. He lived 4 blocks away. When they arrested him, he had a key. A copied key, made from an impression taken the first time he had entered my home while I was away for the weekend. He had come back, with a key he had made from my own lock. 3 times he had come back to my house. I still don't know why. The police never fully established a motive. And that, more than anything, is what keeps me awake. Your home is supposed to be the one place in the world where you are safe. The one place that belongs entirely to you. But sometimes, someone decides otherwise. Sometimes the lock doesn't matter. The alarm doesn't matter. The quiet street doesn't matter. Sometimes they are already inside. Before you go to sleep tonight, check your doors, check your windows, and listen. Really listen to the sounds your house makes. Because sometimes, a sound is just a sound, and sometimes it isn't. If tonight's stories reached you, leave a comment below. Tell us your story. We read every one. Subscribe and ring that bell. New stories every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll be here. In the dark. Good night.